Aptitude. Aptitude is a natural ability or skill.
He has a natural aptitude for water skiing.
Compliment. To compliment is to say a nice thing about someone or something.
Her coworker complimented her for doing a good job.
Hinder. To hinder is to keep someone or something from doing something.
All the traffic hindered me from getting to work on time.
Journalism. Journalism is the work of collecting the news to put in newspapers or on TV.
Before becoming a teacher, she worked in journalism.
Jury. A jury is a group of people that listen to a trial and say if someone is guilty.
The jury listened closely to the attorney before they made their decision.
Justice. Justice is fairness in the way that you treat other people.
People turn to the court system when they are seeking justice.
Liberty. Liberty is freedom to do what you want.
To many people, the Statue of Liberty is a symbol of freedom.
Literary. If someone or something is literary, it is involved with literature in some way.
He worked hard to create a successful literary career.
Pharmacy. A pharmacy is a place where medicine is sold.
My mother sells medicine to people at the pharmacy.
Pill. A pill is a small object that has medicine inside.
She took a pill for her headache.
Presume. To presume is to believe something is true without being certain.
Since he raised his hand, the teacher presumed he knew the answer.
Privacy. To have privacy is to be away from other people.
Please hang the sign on the door so we can have some privacy.
Punishment. A punishment is something that one must endure for any wrongdoing.
He was given a punishment for being rude to the teacher.
Sensible. If someone is sensible, they make good decisions.
It was sensible for her to save some money each month.
Slice. A slice is a piece from something larger, such as a cake.
The girl enjoyed a slice of cake at her birthday party.
Sorrow. Sorrow is a very sad feeling.
The girl felt sorrow after her best friend moved away.
Straw. A straw is a thin tube that is used to suck liquid into the mouth.
I drank the orange juice through a straw.
Swell. To swell is to become larger and rounder.
My sister's stomach began to swell after she got pregnant.
Tidy. When something is tidy, it is clean and in order.
Leon has always been a very tidy boy.
Affection. Affection is a feeling of liking someone or something.
Amanda has a lot of affection for her little sister Sarah.
Agency. An agency is a business or service set up to act for others.
I went to a travel agency to help me arrange a flight home.
Ash. Ash is the gray or black powder created when something is burned.
The end of his cigar was full of ashes.
Confine. To confine something is to keep it in one place.
The elephant is confined to a cage in the zoo.
Dismiss. To dismiss something is to say it is not important.
He quickly dismissed my idea about a new project.
Erupt. To erupt is for a volcano or something to shoot a hot substance.
The volcano erupted for the first time in 10 years.
Faint. Fate is a power that causes some things to happen.
Some people believe that a person's hand can tell their fate.
Lava. Lava is the hot substance made of melted rock that shoots from volcanoes.
The red-hot lava poured from the volcano.
Miserable. If someone is miserable, they are very unhappy.
He was miserable after his dog died.
Navigate. To navigate something is to control the way it moves or goes.
She navigated the ship across the ocean.
Originate. To originate somewhere is to start there.
The idea of democracy originated in ancient Greece.
Remainder. The remainder of something is what is left.
He took a bite of the apple, then gave me the remainder of it.
Retrieve. To retrieve something is to find it and get it back.
She retrieved her mail from the mailbox.
Shallow. If something is shallow, it is not deep.
The kids were playing in the shallow water.
Slope. A slope is ground that is not flat.
The slope to the top of the mountain was very steep.
Span. To span a length of time is to last that long.
His work began in 1999. It has spanned many years since then.
Superstition. A superstition is something magical that people believe is real.
It is a superstition that Friday the 13th is an unlucky day.
Sympathy. Sympathy is a feeling of being sad for another person.
I felt sympathy for my sister, so I got her a balloon to cheer her up.
Vibrate. To vibrate is to shake very hard.
The machine made his whole body vibrate as he broke up the ground.
Wander. To wander is to walk without going to a certain place.
The boys like to wander in the woods and look at birds.
Armor. Armor is metal worn by soldiers to protect the body.
The soldier wore armor to protect his body.
Blaze. To blaze means to burn brightly or powerfully.
The small fire soon blazed into a large, dangerous one.
Boom. To boom means to make a loud, deep sound.
The firecrackers made a loud boom when they exploded.
Cliff. A cliff is a high and often flat wall of rock.
The wolf stood at the cliff and howled.
Flame. A flame is part of fire.
The torch was filled with yellow and orange flames.
Independence. Independence is the state of being free from the control of others.
After leaving home, Sophia had a great feeling of independence.
Invasion. An invasion is an attack by a group from another country.
In Korea, walls were built around cities to protect them from invasions.
Knight. A knight is a soldier of high rank and skill who usually serves a king.
He was the best soldier, so the king made him a knight.
Lightning. Lightning is the bright light seen during a storm.
The lightning flashed above the water.
Rebel. A rebel is a person who fights the government in order to change it.
The rebel had enough of the government's unfair policy.
Retreat. To retreat means to run away because you have been beaten in a fight.
The army retreated because they were losing the battle.
Revolution. A revolution is a change to the political system by a group of people.
The revolution in Russia led to the creation of the Soviet Union.
Spear. A spear is a long stick with a blade on one end that is used as a weapon.
The soldier was holding a spear in his hand.
Steep. If something is steep, then its slope or angle rises or falls sharply.
He rode his bike up the steep hill to reach the top.
Summit. A summit is the highest part of a hill or mountain.
Snow covered the summit of the mountain even during the summer.
Thunder. Thunder is the loud noise heard during a storm.
The sound of the thunder startled me.
Troops. Troops are soldiers that fight in groups in a battle.
The troops were all prepared to go into battle.
Warrior. A warrior is a brave soldier or fighter.
The samurai were some of the most skilled warriors in the ancient world.
Withdraw. To withdraw means to leave a place, usually during war.
After losing the battle, the enemy withdrew back to its own country.
Yield. To yield something means to give up control of it or to give it away.
He had to yield his turn because he was in checkmate.
Bench. A bench is a long seat for two or more people.
Most parks have benches for citizens to relax upon.
Confront. To confront a hard situation or person is to deal with it.
The couple has to confront each other about their problems.
Daisy. A daisy is a small flower with white petals and a yellow center.
There were a few daisies growing in the field.
Dispute. A dispute is an argument or disagreement that people have.
Karen and Brian often have disputes about silly things.
Horror. Horror is a feeling of being very afraid or shocked.
The audience screamed in horror when the ghost appeared in the movie.
Incident. An incident is an event that is usually not pleasant.
Mr. Wilson had an incident where he became sick and had to leave.
Mist. Mist is water that you can see in the air or on a surface.
The forest was covered with mist.
Object. An object is an inanimate thing that you can see or touch.
The shopping cart was filled with objects.
Orphan. An orphan is a child who does not have parents.
The orphan frequently cried during the night.
Plot. To plot is to make a secret plan to do something that is wrong or mean.
The group was plotting to ruin the company's financial reports.
Pregnant. When a female is pregnant, she is going to have a baby.
The pregnant woman was shopping for baby clothes.
Rage. Rage is a very angry feeling.
The chef was filled with rage when his helpers ruined the meal.
Revenge. Revenge is what you do to hurt or punish someone who hurts you.
He broke his sister's doll as revenge after she lost his favorite book.
Shame. Shame is a bad feeling about things you have done wrong.
The boy felt shame about misplacing his clothes.
Sigh. To sigh is to breathe out loudly and show that you are tired or sad.
Molly sighed when she looked at all the information she had to research.
Sneak. To sneak is to move quietly so that no one hears or sees you.
The thief snuck out of the house without anyone noticing him.
Spare. To spare something is to give it because you have more than you need.
I wanted to help him, but I couldn't spare a tire.
Stem. The stem of a plant is the stick that grows leaves or flowers.
The rose had a long, thin stem.
Supper. Supper is a meal that is eaten in the evening.
We usually have supper around 6 o'clock at my house.
Tender. When something is tender, it is soft and easy to chew.
The meat was so tender they didn't need knives to cut it with.
Beneath. If something is beneath something else, it is under it.
The largest part of an iceberg lies beneath the waterline.
Cub. A cub is a baby animal, such as a bear or lion.
The lion cub was crying for its mother.
Dawn. Dawn is the time of day when the sun rises.
At dawn, the sun gently rose over the farm.
Dissatisfied. If you are dissatisfied, you are not happy with something.
I was dissatisfied with their decision to work on Sunday.
Ease. When something is done with ease, it is not hard to do.
The monkey climbed the tree with ease.
Evident. When something is evident, it is easy to see or understand.
It was evident from the look on his face that he was unhappy.
Hail. Hail is ice that falls from the sky when rain freezes.
The hail from the storm was the size of golf balls.
Howl. To howl means to make a long, loud sound like a wolf or a dog.
The wolf howled at the moon.
Leap. To leap means to jump a long distance.
He had to leap over the gap to reach the other side of the hill.
Magnificent. When something is magnificent, it is beautiful and grand.
The man gave his wife a pair of magnificent diamond earrings.
Necessity. A necessity is something that is needed.
Fresh water is a necessity for life.
Outcome. An outcome is the end of an action or event.
The outcome of his latest business plan was a complete failure.
Pile. A pile is a large group of things on top of one another.
The pile of cups was beginning to tilt.
Profound. When something is profound, it is very intelligent.
For a little boy, Jeremy has some profound thoughts.
Seize. To seize something means to grab it quickly or strongly.
The man seized as much money as he could before anyone could see him.
Squeeze. To squeeze something means to press it together and hold it tightly.
When Clara saw her cat, she gave it a big squeeze.
Supreme. When something is supreme, it is the highest or best.
The supreme officer was in charge of keeping the citizens calm.
Terrific. When something is terrific, it is very good.
My youngest daughter is a terrific painter.
Trait. A trait is part of someone's personality.
One trait of Salvador's personality is his cheerfulness.
Accustomed. When you become accustomed to something, you are in the habit of it.
Grandfather is accustomed to reading the newspaper every morning.
Affirm. To affirm is to say that something is true.
Using a graph, Malcolm affirmed the success of the company.
Astonished. If someone is astonished, they are very surprised or shocked.
I was astonished when he pulled the live rabbit out of his hat.
Bang. To bang is to hit something to make a noise.
The drummer banged on his drum as he marched in the parade.
Clan. A clan is a group of relatives or friends.
The Lee clan meets every year to celebrate the New Year.
Dim. When something is dim, it does not give out much light.
Working in a dim room is bad for your eyes.
Emphasis. Emphasis is special attention or importance.
The students put special emphasis on Chapter 4 because it will be on the test.
Fable. A fable is a short story that teaches a lesson.
In the fable about the tortoise and the hare, the lesson is consistency.
Feast. A feast is a large meal for many people.
At Thanksgiving, I enjoy a wonderful feast with my family.
Glow. To glow is to make a soft light.
The small flame glowed softly.
Hollow. When something is hollow, it has an empty space inside.
Straws are hollow, so liquid can flow through them.
Instinct. Instinct is the natural way that people behave without thinking about it.
Cats hunt mice because of instinct.
Joint. A joint is a place of the body where the bones meet, such as the knee.
Two important bones in your leg meet at a joint in your knee.
Leak. To leak is to let a liquid or gas pass through a flaw.
The pipe leaks from many places.
Physician. A physician is a doctor.
The physician said I would feel better if I took my medicine.
Sacrifice. To sacrifice something valuable is to give it up to get something else.
Her parents sacrificed a lot of money in order for her to go to college.
Stiff. When something is stiff, it is hard to move.
The bird was standing on the tree's stiff branch.
Stroke. To stroke is to move a hand over something or someone.
She stroked her cheek to see if there was something on it.
Tragic. When something is tragic, it is connected with death and suffering.
The airplane crashed in a tragic accident.
Tune. A tune is a song.
The students played a familiar tune for the audience.
Accommodate. To accommodate is to have enough room.
The meeting room can accommodate 9 people.
Circus. A circus is a traveling show with animals and people.
I like to go to the circus to see the animals do tricks.
Coincide. If two things coincide, they happen at the same time.
My birthday coincides with Christmas.
Commission. To commission someone to do something is to pay them to do it.
The artist was commissioned to create a picture.
Dose. A dose is a certain amount of medicine that you take at one time.
My mother gave me a dose of medicine before I went to bed.
Dye. To dye something is to make it a certain color by using a special chemical.
Valerie got her hair dyed at the salon yesterday.
Extent. The extent of something is how large, important, or serious it is.
He ate to such an extent that he became overweight.
Gender. Gender is a category that describes being either a boy or a girl.
Do you know the gender of her new baby?
Headline. A headline is the title of a newspaper story.
The headline on the front page was about the economy.
Informal. When something is informal, it is not official.
They had an informal meeting to talk about their experiences.
Inquire. To inquire about something is to ask about it.
Dad called to inquire about the price of tickets for the show.
Messenger. A messenger is one who carries information from one place to another.
The messenger delivered an important document to the office.
Peer. To peer at something is to watch it carefully.
She peered at people through the window.
Portrait. A portrait is a painting or photograph of someone.
I saw many religious portraits when I went to the museum.
Pose. To pose is to stay in one place without moving.
The kids and their dog posed for a picture.
Ranch. A ranch is a large farm where animals are kept.
My uncle has many horses on his ranch.
Steer. To steer something is to control where it goes.
He steered the go-kart around the track.
Stripe. A stripe is a thick line.
The flag of the United States has red and white stripes.
Tame. When an animal is tame, it is not afraid to be near people.
The tame bird rested on his hand.
Tempt. To tempt people is to offer them something they want but shouldn't have.
I wasn't hungry, but she tempted me with a piece of my favorite cake.
Aborigine. An Aborigine is a native of Australia before Europeans lived there.
The Aborigines created beautiful artwork.
Ban. To ban something is to not let people do it.
Smoking is banned in this building.
Cautious. If you are cautious, you are careful in a dangerous situation.
Be very cautious as you stack those boxes.
Confess. To confess something is to say that you did it.
He confessed that he was responsible for choosing the winning story.
Cottage. A cottage is a small old house in the countryside.
My aunt lives in a pretty cottage in the mountains.
Daytime. Daytime is the time of the day when the sky is light.
I only allowed my kids to play outside in the daytime.
Desperate. If you are desperate, you will try anything to do or change something.
I'm desperate to find a new job.
Fade. If something fades, it gets quieter or darker.
The piece of cloth I found was old and faded.
Fierce. If a person or animal is fierce, they are angry or violent.
Wolves are fierce animals. Do not disturb them.
Gamble. To gamble means to play a game that involves winning or losing money.
Many people like to go to casinos to gamble.
Lawn. A lawn is an area covered in grass.
My dad keeps the lawn in front of our house very neat.
Mow. To mow grass is to cut it, to make it very short.
I mow our lawn every weekend.
Outlaw. An outlaw is a criminal who hides from the police.
The police passed out posters of the outlaw to all the people.
Prospect. A prospect is a possibility that something will happen.
He wakes up every morning with the prospect of having a good day.
Purse. A purse is a bag where women keep money, makeup, and keys.
My sister likes to buy designer purses.
Rod. A rod is a thin stick made of wood or metal.
I bought a new fishing rod to use while on vacation.
seldom. If something seldom happens, it doesn't happen very often.
It seldom rains in southern Arizona.
Shave. To shave means to cut the hairs on your face with a sharp tool.
My father shaves his face every day because he doesn't want a beard.
Terrified. If you are terrified, you are extremely scared.
When I saw the ghost, I was absolutely terrified.
Wizard. A wizard is a man who can do magic.
The wizard made gold fall from the sky.
Baggage. Baggage is the set of bags that people take with them when they travel.
I'm taking several pieces of baggage with me on vacation.
Bulb. A bulb is the glass part of an electric light.
I had to change the light bulb in my bedroom.
Bundle. A bundle is a number of things that are tied together.
I was shocked when he showed me a bundle of money.
Cattle. Cattle are cows and bulls, especially on a farm.
The rancher's cattle were eating the grass in the field.
Flee. To flee means to run away from trouble or danger.
The crowd of men tried to flee from the danger.
Graze. To graze means to eat grass.
The cows grazed in the field.
Greed. Greed is a desire to have more than the things that you need.
She ate all the cookies out of her greed.
Herd. A herd is a large group of the same type of animals that live together.
The herd of cows moved slowly across the ranch.
Initiate. To initiate something means to start it.
You have to turn the switch on to initiate the computer system.
Lane. A lane is a small road.
The lane passes directly in front of our house.
Nerve. Nerve is bravery, or the belief that you can do something.
He has the nerve to think that he can actually wrestle with a lion.
Optimist. An optimist is somebody who sees the good parts of a situation.
Even though he has physical problems, my brother is an optimist.
Parade. A parade is a celebration when groups of people walk in the same direction.
There were many marching bands in the spring parade.
Pave. To pave the ground is to lay material on it to make it easier to walk or drive on.
The path was paved with yellow bricks.
Phantom. A phantom is a ghost or spirit.
A scary phantom appeared from out of the darkness.
Portable. Something that is portable is able to be moved or carried easily.
Since computers are portable, people can use them anywhere.
Poster. A poster is a written announcement that is used to advertise something.
I saw a poster about a free concert in the park.
Scratch. To scratch is to make small cuts with a claw or fingernail.
I used a stick to scratch my back.
Symphony. A symphony is a long piece of music performed by many musicians.
Alex, a violin player, has always dreamt of playing a symphony.
Widow. A widow is a woman whose husband has died.
The widow had no children and was very lonely.
Alter. To alter something means to make a small change to it.
I altered the color of my nails to match my hair.
Aside. If someone stands aside, they are on or to one side.
The man stood aside and opened the door for me.
Autumn. Autumn is the season of the year between summer and winter.
I love when the leaves fall in autumn because I can play in them.
Blend. To blend is to mix two or more things together so that they become one thing.
My wife blended together all of the ingredients to make a delicious stew.
Collapse. To collapse is to fall down suddenly.
The tree collapsed right in front of our house.
Crush. To crush something is to press it together so its shape is destroyed.
Selena's new car was crushed when something fell on top of it.
Curve. To curve is to move in a line that bends and does not go straight.
The road curves to the left and to the right.
Disgusting. If something is disgusting, it is very unpleasant.
After running all day, Greg's feet had a disgusting odor.
Drain. A drain is a pipe that carries away water from a building, such as in a kitchen.
The water in the sink goes down the drain as you wash your hands.
Embrace. To embrace is to hug.
When they saw each other again, the happy couple embraced.
Envy. To envy someone is to wish that you had something that they have.
Sally envied the happy couple.
Fireworks. Fireworks are objects that create colored lights when they are lit.
The display of fireworks was so beautiful.
Flour. Flour is a powder made from plants that is used to make foods like bread.
I wanted to bake a pie, but I needed flour.
Fuse. A fuse is a string that you light on fireworks to make them explode.
The boy lit the fuse on the rocket and waited for it to burst in the sky.
Ginger. Ginger is a spice from the root of a plant. It tastes spicy and sweet.
Ginger is a common ingredient in many dishes from India.
Jealous. If you are jealous, you think someone might take something from you.
Miriam was jealous because Sue was paying too much attention to Jim.
Paste. A paste is a thick and smooth substance.
My son needed some paste for a school project.
Receipt. A receipt is a paper that proves that something was received or bought.
After looking at my receipt, I realized that I had spent too much money.
Wipe. To wipe something is to slide a piece of cloth over it to clean it.
She wiped the dust from the windows.
Wire. A wire is a thin string made out of metal.
The wires were connected to towers that brought electricity to the city.
Acknowledge. If you acknowledge something, you accept that it is true or that it exists.
The teacher acknowledged that the young student was hungry.
Ambassador. An ambassador is a government worker who works in another country.
The ambassador from Korea was in charge of the conference.
Blonde. If someone is a blonde, they have light-colored hair.
My cousin is different from me. She is a blonde with blue eyes.
Conquer. To conquer a country means to attack and take control of it.
The soldiers were trying to conquer the world.
Drag. To drag something means to pull it across the ground.
The dog was dragging his owner down the street.
Exaggerate. To exaggerate is to say that something is bigger or better than it really is.
Jimmy wasn't exaggerating about the seriousness of his injury.
Heritage. Heritage is the collection of features of a society, such as language and religion.
Teepees are part of the heritage of the American Indians of the Plains.
Insult. To insult someone is to say things that will hurt their feelings.
The girls insulted each other all afternoon.
Meanwhile. Meanwhile means until something happens or while something is happening.
He wants to be a doctor in the future, but meanwhile, he works a regular job.
Necklace. A necklace is a piece of jewelry that people wear around their necks.
Joyce received a lovely pearl necklace for her wedding anniversary.
Noble. A noble is a rich and powerful person.
The Queen invited a noble from a nearby country to dinner.
Precious. When something is precious, it is valuable and important.
In a desert, water can be more precious than money.
Prejudice. A prejudice is an unfair opinion about someone before you get to know them.
The company's rules against gender prejudice must be enforced.
Rumor. A rumor is a story that may not be true.
Carla was spreading rumors around the office.
Sin. A sin is something that is wrong for religious reasons.
Taking something that doesn't belong to you is a sin.
Spectacle. A spectacle is an amazing sight.
Niagara Falls is quite a spectacle.
Stack. A stack is a pile of different things.
There was a stack of paperwork on his desk to complete.
Suspicious. If someone is suspicious of someone else, they do not trust that person.
Dad was suspicious of the caller on the line.
Tin. Tin is a cheap white metal.
Soup is a common food that is often sold in tin cans.
Vase. A vase is an attractive container where people keep flowers.
The vase was filled with such lovely flowers.
Circulate. To circulate something is to spread it quickly.
The fan helped to circulate cool air through the room.
Consequent. Consequent means happening because of a different situation.
Her consequent rash came after she touched the poison ivy.
Derive. To derive something from another source means to get it from that thing.
Red's nickname was derived from the color of her hair.
Drown. To drown is to die from not being able to breathe underwater.
He would have drowned if the sailors would not have rescued him.
Dynasty. A dynasty is a series of rulers who are all from the same family.
The ancient Egyptians had a dynasty that lasted for many years.
Fraction. A fraction is a small part of something.
Only a fraction of the cake was gone.
Frost. Frost is a white layer of ice that forms during very cold weather.
In the morning, the trees were all covered with frost.
Illusion. An illusion is something that looks real but doesn't actually exist.
Some pictures create an illusion for the eyes.
Invade. To invade is to take over a place by force.
The enemy forces tried to invade our country through the air.
Lieutenant. A lieutenant is a rank in the military or police, or a person with that rank.
The lieutenant was a good leader, and his soldiers respected him.
Marine. The word marine describes something related to the sea.
A healthy ocean is full of marine animals.
Merit. The merit of something or someone is their good qualities.
The actor received an award for his merits in the movie.
Navy. A navy is the part of a country's military that fights at sea.
My country is known for our strong navy.
Polar. Polar relates to the cold places on Earth's north and south ends.
Only a few people live in the Earth's northern polar region.
Ray. A ray is a line of light that comes from a bright object.
The sun's warm rays covered the beach.
Resign. To resign means to quit a job.
After I officially resigned from work, I said goodbye to my boss.
Suicide. Suicide is the act of killing oneself.
Some people feel so sad that they think suicide is the only answer.
Tremble. To tremble is to shake as a result of cold weather.
Harry was not used to the cold, so he trembled most of the day.
Underlying. When something is underlying, it is a hidden cause of something else.
Her underlying fear of flying reduced her traveling options.
Via. To travel via something means to travel through or using something.
We arrived in the city from the airport via the train.
Ache. If something aches, it hurts.
Mindy's head ached because she bumped it against the wall.
Arctic. If something is Arctic, it is from far north near the North Pole.
It is cold when the Arctic winds blow.
Canal. A canal is a path for water to travel through.
The city of Venice, Italy has many canals.
Chemist. A chemist is a scientist who works with chemicals.
My mother is a successful chemist who helps invent new products.
Chill. A chill is a feeling of cold.
The chill from the cold wind made Bill shiver.
Congress. Congress is a group of leaders in a government.
Congress makes laws for people to follow.
Dairy. If something is dairy, it is made from milk.
Things like milk and cheese are dairy foods.
Descend. To descend is to go downward.
I descended the stairs to get out of the building.
Grocer. A grocer is a person who sells food.
Our grocer, Mr. Smith, is a very kind man.
Hesitate. To hesitate is to wait for a short time before doing something.
He hesitated for a moment before he decided which choice to make.
Institution. An institution is an organization that works to help a city or group of people.
Banks are vital institutions that businesses and people use every day.
Jog. To jog is to run slowly.
He jogs every day so he can be healthier.
Merchant. A merchant is a person who sells things.
The merchant was selling used cars.
Poke. To poke something is to push it with your finger.
I poked my finger on a thumbtack.
Postpone. To postpone something is to make it happen later than planned.
They postponed the meeting until Elena arrived.
Splash. When a liquid splashes, it bursts and hits something.
Some green paint splashed upon the floor.
Stubborn. If people are stubborn, they don't change their minds easily.
Both of my parents are stubborn. They never give in to each other.
Suburb. A suburb is a small part of a large city.
I grew up in the suburbs only a few minutes outside of the city.
Tide. The tide is the level of the water in the sea.
The tide continued to crawl upon the beach little by little.
Tragedy. A tragedy is a very sad event.
It was a tragedy when his house was struck by lightning and burned.
Bomb. A bomb is an object that explodes and destroys large areas.
The bomb will destroy anything that is near.
Certificate. A certificate is a document that says that something is true or happened.
I was given a certificate after completing the computer course.
Circumstance. A circumstance is an event that makes a situation what it is.
There were many circumstances behind their success, like hard work.
Coffin. A coffin is a box used to bury dead people.
When a person passes away, they are usually buried inside of a coffin.
Cope. To cope with a difficult or stressful situation means to deal with it.
He copes with work stress by exercising 3 or 4 times a week.
Criticism. Criticism is the act of saying that you don't like or approve of something.
She had a lot of criticism about their new plan.
Devastate. To devastate something means to completely destroy it.
The entire wall was devastated.
Frown. To frown is to make an unhappy look with your face.
Melissa frowned when she found out that the party had been canceled.
Gaze. To gaze at something means to look at it for a long time.
We used a telescope to gaze at the stars for over an hour.
Glance. To glance at something means to look at it quickly.
She glanced behind her to see if he was looking at her.
Grief. Grief is the feeling of deep sadness, usually when a person dies.
The grief caused by losing her parents was very difficult for her.
Groom. A groom is a man who is going to be married.
The groom looked happy as he walked with his new wife.
License. A license is an official document that gives one permission to do something.
In the United States, you need a driver's license to drive legally.
Microscope. A microscope is a device that makes small objects look bigger.
Germs cannot be seen without a microscope.
Nuclear. When something is nuclear, it relates to the division or joining of atoms.
Nuclear power plants provide inexpensive energy to cities.
Portray. To portray something means to describe it or show it in a picture.
Her picture portrayed the house she grew up in when she was little.
Rotate. To rotate something means to turn it around in a circle.
An airplane's propellers rotate quickly to help it fly.
Souvenir. A souvenir is something you buy to remind you of a place or event.
I bought a Russian doll as a souvenir from my trip to Moscow.
Submarine. A submarine is a boat that can go underwater for long periods of time.
The submarine dove under the sea so the enemy couldn't see it.
Trace. To trace something means to follow over it with the eyes or a finger.
He traced over the graph with his finger.
Appliance. An appliance is a piece of equipment used for jobs in the home.
Many homes have appliances like ovens, toasters, and refrigerators.
Basin. A basin is a large bowl for washing things. A sink is sometimes called a basin.
She filled the basin with water and washed her face.
Broom. A broom is a brush with a long handle used for cleaning floors.
My father usually uses a broom to sweep away dust in the basement.
Caterpillar. A caterpillar is a small insect that looks like a worm and eats plants.
After eating a lot of leaves, caterpillars change into butterflies.
Cupboard. A cupboard is a piece of furniture that is used to store food or household items.
We put all of our dishes and food in the cupboards.
Delicate. If something or someone is delicate, they are easy to break or harm.
You should hold the baby carefully because she's very delicate.
Emerge. To emerge from something means to come out of it.
The hand suddenly emerged from the grave.
Handicap. A handicap is a condition that limits someone's mental or physical abilities.
Joe has a slight handicap, so he uses a walker to get around.
Hook. A hook is a sharp, curved piece of metal used for catching or holding things.
The fish went after the sharp hook.
Hop. To hop means to jump a short distance.
The kangaroo quickly hopped away from danger.
Laundry. Laundry is clothes that have been or need to be washed.
He folded the clean laundry and put the dirty laundry in a basket.
Pursue. To pursue someone or something is to chase or follow them.
The mother pursued her young child down the hill.
Reluctant. If someone is reluctant, they do not want to do something.
She was reluctant to eat the meager breakfast.
Sleeve. Sleeves are the part of a shirt where your arms go.
Ryan bought a new shirt with long sleeves to keep his arms warm.
Spine. The spine is the bone that runs up and down the middle of the back.
Our spine helps us to stand up nice and straight.
Stain. A stain is a dirty mark that is difficult to clean.
He had a red stain on the collar of his shirt.
Strip. A strip is a long, narrow piece of material or land.
He had long strips of film that held images of his trip abroad.
Swear. To swear means to promise to do something.
I will put my hand on the Bible and swear to do my best for the country.
Swing. To swing something means to move it back and forth or from side to side.
He can swing a golf club very powerfully.
Utilize. To utilize something means to use it for a specific purpose.
They utilized a pair of scissors to cut the ribbon.
Aroma. An aroma is a scent or smell.
I love the aroma of coffee in the morning.